Chronic liver diseases, particularly liver cirrhosis and liver cancer, are very common in the world and are a very frequent cause of death in the majority of countries in the world. In current years, chronic liver diseases are being diagnosed very late in the majority of countries. So when cirrhosis is associated with complications and there is a common cause of death, and also there is need for liver transplantation. The same happens with liver cancer. So we want to change this paradigm in which patients die at very late stages of the disease by diagnosing liver diseases early. And that's why what LIVERSCREEN comes about. LIVERSCREEN is a big European project founded by the European Union, and the objective of LIVERSCREEN is to perform studies for early diagnosis of chronic liver diseases in European countries. So far we have included about 30,000 subjects from 9 different European countries that didn't know that they had liver disease, and we had performed a number of non-invasive studies to evaluate the status of the liver in this population. And what we found is that about 30% of these people had steatosis of the liver, and about 5% had liver fibrosis, which means that they had scars in their livers and they were in the way of developing liver cirrhosis and liver cancer. So it was important because we identified what are the risk factors for developing this chronic liver disease. And we found that about 70% of these subjects had metabolic risk factors, which means that they had either overweight, obesity, or type 2 diabetes mellitus, or they were drinking alcohol in excess. So this means that the majority of people that develop chronic liver disease in Europe have at least one of these factors. We also found that making an association of different variables, we were able to identify a risk factor that will help to identify and do an early diagnosis of chronic liver disease in these subjects. This is called the liver risk score. And with the use of this liver risk score in the future, we will be able to easily identify those subjects that are an increased risk of developing chronic liver disease in the future. So we think that with the results of the LIVERSCREEN study, we will be able to help an early identification of chronic liver diseases among subjects from the population.
From the hepatology community, we have always focused on the risk factors and on the prevalence and on the consequences of liver diseases, but have not focused enough on what is the positive things that we can do at a population level to promote people and to empower people not to develop chronic liver diseases. So with this concept of liver health, our first aim is to make population aware of which are the things that they can do and which are the factors that they have and they can modify to prevent the development of liver diseases. We aim to take this concept to the populations. We increase awareness on what are the risk factors, what are the things that we do in our life that modify or that increase or decrease our risk of liver diseases and can lead to a better liver health. So for this aim, we followed the example of other organ health concepts that have been developed as cardiovascular health, in which they have done like a long way until now of several decades, and we are trying now to start from the beginning with this concept of liver health and incorporating some of the concepts that they have already used and also adapting to our specific organ, the one that we know about, which is the liver. for this, we are developing a Delphi process, which is a standardized process to get expert consensus on a topic. And we are meeting here today with several experts to discuss and to agree on the different items, on the different aspects of this concept of liver health. We hope that this new definition and these new concepts opens a new field for hepatologists, but also for the general population overall to be aware on which are the factors that may increase their liver health, and also to empower them to modify and to follow these beneficial factors for their health, for their liver health and global health.
In 2010, after decades of declines in cardiovascular disease death rates, the American Heart Association wanted to do something a little bit different. So instead of just focusing on reducing death rates from cardiovascular diseases and stroke, they decided to start to promote cardiovascular health. In order to do that, we had to define cardiovascular health in a way that it could be measured in the population and in individuals, monitored over time, and actually modified by people so that they could improve their cardiovascular health today and not just reduce their risk for future events. I was fortunate to lead a group of individuals who defined cardiovascular health in just that way. And since 2010, it's really been the cornerstone of American Heart Association's efforts in preventing cardiovascular disease and promoting health in the population. Now, what we've seen is that this really is a nice way to empower individual patients because it gives them things that are actionable that they can work on today to improve their cardiovascular health and also improve their outcomes for the long term. There are 8 key elements, life's essential 8, that make up the definition of cardiovascular health. They are a healthy diet, participating in physical activity, avoiding all forms of nicotine, and getting healthy sleep. And then also maintaining a healthy body weight, maintaining healthy blood pressure, blood lipids, and also blood sugar. Now, what we found over time is that it doesn't really matter which of those 8 things you focus on first, because each of them is so interconnected with the others that if you just focus on improving one, you'll actually improve your entire cardiovascular health. So we know that change matters, but we also know that the earlier you start to change, the better you'll do in the long run. So this paradigm of cardiovascular health, rather than just focusing on cardiovascular disease, has been a really nice way for us to engage patients and communities, as well as policymakers, to try to improve the health of the entire population.